Thank you very much, Maria, for being with us, and you have the floor. Okay?
Okay. So, should I start?
See? Okay.
One moment.
One moment, Maria, one moment.
First, we must say. Yo no sé si soy la.
¿Dónde está María?
Hello, everybody. First, we must say that this event is recorded, okay? So it's very important to know it. So, Maria, you can start.
Okay. Thank you. Well, I'm not the responsible of Rurbans Association. I'm just responsible of the projects, but actually we work together with Laia, my colleague. She's the final responsible of the association. She's more in charge of the school, and I'm more in charge of the projects. So now I'm going to share you the presentation made for this. So, okay, let's remember how. Okay.
See? Yes.
Okay, and do you see my mouse moving on the screen? Or not? Okay, so I don't hear any answer, but so I don't know. Okay.
We don't see it. We don't see it.
You don't see it. Okay. It was just to show you through my mouse how I was moving and showing things, but it's okay. Okay, so Rurbans Association, it's the association, a private association that runs the School of Shepherds of Catalonia. I've been working in this association for 4 years, but the school has 12 years. It was born in 2009, so this year was the 12th edition, and next year will be the 13th. Here you see Ares. She's a student of this year, and she's from a little village in the Pyrenees. This is very rare. You will see afterwards when I will tell you who are our students. You will see that our students usually don't come from rural areas, but she's from a rural area here in the Pyrenees, very close to the school. And actually it's fun because she told us when we did the interview that she had always seen shepherd men, but she had never seen women. And she thought that women could not be shepherds. And because that was the thing that she had always seen in her village. And it was after she saw and she heard about the School of Shepherds that she realized that women could be shepherds as well. And she decided to apply to enter the school. So that's the little anecdote to start with. Okay, so where we are, you see the little map here on the left side. We are in Catalonia, the red square. This is the community, the autonomous community of Catalonia. And as you see, we are in the red square. It's in the province of Lleida, and we are in the county of Pallars Sobirà. Pallars Sobirà, it's quite a big area in Catalonia, but we are only 7,000 people. Sort, which is the capital, it only has 1,000 people. And the office of the school of the Rurbans Association, it's in Rialp, a very, very, very small village. And the school itself, it's in Ambiny. Ambiny, it's even more a small village. It only has 20 people living in Ambiny. And actually, we do the school in this village because we are using the old house of the priest. It's kind of a holiday house where people can be hosted, and like our students, they sleep there and they do the school over there. Okay, so we have a School of Shepherds here in Catalonia. So as in the rest of Europe, we have a problem of aging of peasants. 61% of our farmers so they are very old, have 51% of land. This means that actually when they retire, there is nobody who takes over the farm, and they rent or they sell the lands to the neighbors. So we have a situation where there are less and less farmers, and the farmers that remain in the area, they are becoming bigger and bigger. So less people who can come and install in the Pyrenees. We have had in the 20 past years a loss of farms of 52,000 farms in Catalonia. If you see here the map, you see that the yellow and orange and red colors are the counties where we have experienced a loss of farms. So there are, as you see, there are only few counties with a gain of farms, the green ones. So this is the situation, and that's why not me, but the former director of the school decided to create a school of shepherds. With he's one of these shepherds that he expressed his concern of not having someone to take over, because in his case, he doesn't have children, but most other people, like all shepherds, they have children, but children don't want to take over with the farm. And actually, the former director, she did a participative project session in the valley, one valley next Sort, and they invited the directors of the School of Shepherds from the Basque Country and the shepherds from the area. They all said that their biggest concern was not having someone to take over the farm. So the School of Shepherds was born in 2009 with the aim of foster a generational renewal in the primary sector, but with the focus on agroecology. This means that in our school, we encourage our students to build collective or family activities. We don't want them to be alone and have an activity by themselves, because it's very hard. Do you hear me well? I listen some noises. I hope it's okay. If not, you will tell me, no?
Yes, we can hear also noise. So everybody can hear well the video conference, please. All microphones are off. Yes? Okay, so we continue, Maria, we continue.
Perfect. Okay, so we encourage our students as well to produce under ecological measures or biological measures that don't endanger natural resources. They have farms that produce food of good quality, and they participate to food sovereignty. And our students will build, or they will have small. So this is the name of the School of Shepherds. And the organization of the training, we offer 6 months theoretical and practical training. We have a theoretical part that it's 9 weeks. And then we have a practical internship of 4 months. During the theoretical part, we start with 1 month, well, like 5 weeks. We are changing every year. Like, we are seeing how it should be the best thing. So every year we allow us to change the things that haven't worked so well. And so we have 5 weeks of theoretical training. And then we have people, students go on the internship, they leave for the internship, and then they come back for 15 days and a second round of 15 days to do more theoretical part. The teachers of this theoretical part are livestock breeders, they are shepherds, they are veterinarians, they are technicians from the Department of the Agriculture in Catalonia. They are specialists in each subject. It's not me and my colleague. We are only coordinating all this, but the teachers are people who work in this field. And we do an exam at the end of the first month. And then the practical internship, it's 4 months. our students go to the mountains or in farms, and in 2 different places. Usually it's like this, like they do 2 months in one place and 2 months in another place. And we do a following up and an evaluation once a month. It means that we visit our students once a month where they are, and we talk with them, and we talk with the teachers of the practical part, and we see if there are any problems and how they are learning, if they need to focus on more things, etc. And the internship, it's not paid. I say this because in some countries, as in France, for example, when you do the practical internship, you are paid, usually. And our students are not paid when they do the practical internship. Even if they are working in the farm, but we see this practical internship as an exchange of work. Our students, they work, and the farmer, the shepherd, give them some training, food, and accommodation. I will tell you later, but yes, we make them pay a fee, and actually during the whole 6 months, they have the food and accommodation covered. Either when they are doing the theoretical part and they are hosted in this old house of the priest, but also when they are doing the practical internship, they are also, the food and accommodation is covered. And when they have finished this, we give them a private certification. This means that it's a certification from Rurbans Association, but, and this is very important, this certification is recognized by the Department of the Agriculture. It means that our students, if they want to install and they want to receive the European funding, the European funding for the young agricultures, they will, our training will serve, and they will not have to do more hours of training because they will have already done it. And this recognition of the training done through the agrarian school of Pallars. As I told you, Pallars is the county, and Catalonia has several agrarian schools for areas, and we are somehow attached to this agrarian school. So this is the calendar of the training, but it's calendar. We start with the green things are the theoretical part. We start with 4 weeks. Like next year we'll have 5 weeks because we are doing 1 more week, but focused only in silvopastoralism. That is when you take the flock of animals to pasture on the forest to reduce forest fires and to manage the landscape. So we'll have 1 more week on this. Then this orange thing, it's WordCamp to recover old pastures in the Pyrenees and to learn how to do manual work with wood. Like if you want to make fences for your farm, and they have to be done in wood because you have many trees. So we teach students how to do these things. And then the yellow thing, it's the practical internship. And then they come these weeks, the green ones, they come to do more theoretical part. At the beginning, we did 5 weeks, like separated 4 weeks, sorry. But it was a lot of trips, and that broke too much the training, the practical training. So now we are doing 15 days. And at the end of the last green part, you see here there is the certificate and these balloons of like a party. And this is because the last day we invite all students who have passed through the school. So this means a lot of students, and especially we invite the ones from last year because it's the moment that we give them the certificate. But this is a very important moment as well because it's the moment that they get to know each other, students from this year and students from other years that are already installed and they have their animals and they are already working. And this is nice because they manage to, maybe they will work together or they will help each other. And this is a nice moment to make this building team and all these kind of things. So the training is 6 months, but as you see in this calendar, the yellow part, it can take longer. It means that not everybody is doing the internship at the same time. So you can do the theoretical part, it's always at the same time, but then depending on where you go to do the practical internship, you will finish earlier or later. That like the subjects that we with in the theoretical part are, we have these 4 weeks of basics, and we have everything in there, like food and health and reproduction and ecological production and access to land, a little bit of food processing, etc. We have this week of silvopastoralism, and then we have special weeks focused on one subject. We have food, we have the herd management and health, food processing. It means that our students learn how to make cheese, for example, and how to process meat as well, so that they can sell their products with added value. And then the last week is of enterprise management. And then we have a weekend, well, 2 days of assertive communication. It means that we teach our students, well, not yeah, but we have the specialists that come to teach them how to communicate in a good manner, so that they will not have so many problems with their colleagues because we want them to work with people, and they will have to talk with clients, with other users of the mountain. So we find this part very interesting for them. There are the 4 months of practical internship. The school is oriented to sheep and goats, especially cows as well, but there are not so many people who want to work with cows, and it's for meat or milk production. And we usually adapt depending on students' choice. That's why I say that we are mostly oriented to sheep and goats, because it's the thing that most of our students want to do. Profile. They are 30 years old in average, and the 31% are women and 79% are men. And here you see that we are increasing our women percentage. And during the last 2 years, we have had almost 50% of women. We would like that it's like this all the time. And every year we have 20 students. The first years there were a lot of students, but it's not the optimal, because we need them to send them. We need to send them to good farms or good mountains where teachers are good shepherds, but also good teachers. And that's not easy to find, because shepherds are shepherds, and they are not forcefully people who want to teach. So it's not so easy to find good places to send them on the. Okay, so the origin of our students. Well, I don't like this graph, because actually we ask them if they come from a rural or urban area, and they tend to say that, yes, they have a tendency to say that they come from rural areas, but they say rural if they are not coming from Barcelona. But there are, and so that's not very true, because there are other urban areas apart from Barcelona. So, but well, usually our students come from cities, maybe not very big cities as Barcelona, but nearby. But they will say that they are from rural areas because it's not Barcelona. They have a previous training. 53% have secondary studies, like ciclos formativos, no, but I don't know the traduction. And 37% they have university studies. So they are people that usually have done other jobs before and they want to change. They are maybe fed up with their old jobs, and so they decide to come to the school. The activity, like what they are doing when they apply to enter the school, we see that 41% are working. So, and there is an 80% that are doing other things. It means that they are on unpaid leave. They ask for an unpaid leave at their jobs to come to do the school. And so in the end, we have more people who are that they really show an interest to do the school. There are 39% of unemployed, and these people, yes, can be people who say, okay, I have been very long time without finding a job. I don't know. I'll try to get to the school, to enter to the school. But usually are people who are working and they leave their job to enter the school. So it's a big decision, and very, they have thought about this decision before. And in relationship with the profession of shepherd, we see that there is only a 29% that they have a family relation. This means that maybe their grandfather or grandfather was a shepherd. They have this remembering, and yes, it's something nice, and they would like to try. But the others, they don't have like any relationship. Like the ones that say they have another relationship with the profession, it's usually people who have been doing woofing for 15 days in the summer. And yes, or the 8% that have the relationship is through the studies. It's usually people who have studied agriculture or maybe biology, and they say that it's through the studies, etc. So this is the profile of our students. Why it doesn't change? Here, he's Victor. He's a student from 2013. And now in the summers, he works as mountain shepherd. So he takes care of a group of flocks in the Pyrenees. And during the rest of the year, he has his flock of sheep, and he's in the coast, and he pastures vineyards. No, I don't know if this is the name, like the place to make wine with the grapes and this. So one of the important things is that we do a selection of students because we don't have many resources. Actually, what I haven't done any diapositive with the fundings of the school, how we are financed, but we have very low economic resources, so we cannot take everybody. And also the place where we do the school, this old house of the priest, it has a limited places, so we have to choose what people can enter because we have much more applications than places. No? So we do first a questionnaire online. These questionnaires, they are evaluated by us, me and my colleague, by shepherds, by the agrarian school that I have told you before, by technicians from the Department of the Agriculture, and by some representation of the school in other territories of Catalonia. These are the delegations. There are associations that we work with, and they are happy to represent us in the area where they are. Then we choose the candidates that are best noted, and we do presential interviews. And then after the interviews, we decide who enters the school. They have to pay 1,500 euros. But with this fee, they have everything included. So the food and accommodation, but also the training. And what we seek in these interviews, and when we evaluate the questionnaires, is that we look for people who want to do a professional project. That means if someone wants to enter the school to do a self-supply farm, like I will have 10 sheep for me and for me to make cheese, but I will have my job apart. So we don't want these people. We want people who will work and gain his life in this. And especially we look for people who have vocation, people who have always wanted to do this because they had seen it when they were children and they have a very good memories and anything, and people very motivated. Otherwise, they will not be able to continue. And she's a student from this year. She was a teacher of biology in Tarragona, in southern Catalonia on the coast. And she has done her internship in France, in the Pyrenees. Actually, she was in a mountain, hiking a mountain with a flock of goats. And now she has already finished her internship and she has a job in the same area because of the internship in very, well, maybe you don't see it well, but it was very, very hard conditions. And I think after you have done this, everybody wants you to work with you because they will be sure that she will be, yes, at the level. Okay, I go. And so the results since 2009 until 2018, so 10 years, because we update this database in January or February, but in January, February, we still don't know what students from last year have finished because they will have to present their practical internship in March during the first week of the next year. So in 10 years, we have had 431 applications. Until 2020, it was 100 applications. Only 40% of these applications can enter at the school. It means 202 students until last year. And there is an 84% of students who finish the school. It means that during the school, there are some people who say, well, this is not for me, it's not what I was looking for. So some people just quit the training. In 2019, 159 students who have finished the training. And from these people, until 2018, we have 78% of people who are linked to the primary sector. 61% work in the primary sector because they work for other people or they have now their own farm, and 17% are in process to work. We counted like linked to the sector because these 17% people, they really want to work in the sector, but they are looking for land, or they are saving money to invest and buy something, or they are looking for partners to start with someone else. And then we have 21% that do not continue, or that we just don't have any information on. After the training, as I told you, there is this, well, all in Europe, we have this problem to access to land. And from the school, we offer different things. We have a bank of opportunities. At the beginning, we said it was a bank job, but we saw that actually we don't only manage job offers, but also farm transmissions or partners who seek for partners. And so now we call them a bank of opportunities. Until 2018, we have managed 148 offers. It's an average of 13 offers per year. 17% of these are farm transmissions or land cessions or partners who seek for partners, and 24% minimum are covered by our students. We say minimum because actually there are many offers that we send to our students, but then we don't receive any news. And so we are not sure that if our students have covered this offer or if it has been someone else. So at least 24%. Afterwards, we also work with Terra Franca. Terra Franca is an association that was created by the former director of the school. And it's an agricultural land bank. And Terra Franca manage properties. Actually, they rent farms from the owner and they subrent it to the farmer. And they do it this well because owners are not, well, they are suspicious or they don't trust farmers. So their role here is to apport this kind of security. And then also Terra Franca, they advertise offers, but maybe they don't do they don't accompany or they don't advise as they do in the first case. Then we give support to our students who want to install. And then we are in a project that it has just finished from the Ministry of Agriculture, the Spanish Ministry of Agriculture, to create a network of agricultural test sites. The first year, and now he has this flock of animals, and he pastures near Barcelona to clean the areas that are sensible for forest fires. And he's a student from this year, and the young one, and the old one is the farmer who is very close to the school, and he helps us a lot, and he allows us to use their sheep, to work and with his sheep. And I don't know if I'm or not. Well, sorry, because maybe I'm very slow. Our learnings from all these years of school is that they are a bit like, they are not organized in everything. It's just our thoughts about what we have learned. The first one is that setting a fee for enrollment valorizes the training. So if you give this training for free, you will have everybody who wants to do the training. But if you put a fee, an enter fee, people will have to really think if it's something they want to do. So this already makes a pre-selection of students. The double selection, this questionnaire and then the interview, allows to optimize resources and incorporated students. We are always told that we have a very good rate of people who install themselves or who work, but that's why, because we can do this selection. If we had everybody entering the school, our results wouldn't be so good. Then, the better the incorporation or farm transmission is, these results, it will be easier to get economic support and support from the sector. Actually, if you go to the Department of the Agriculture and you say that 60% of your students are working, they will say, okay, it's not so bad, maybe yes, we should give you some money to do the school. We have seen that dedicate time to and resources to the dissemination of the project, it's very, very good. And we have to choose well in which media the project appears. But this gives, like when you go to places to ask for money, people already know you. And that's because we are always in the media. And yes, it's like this. But also, if you are frequently in the media, you will have more students and the awareness of society increases as well. I highly recommend some post-training services. This job bank, this support for incorporation, mediation or support for farm transfers. And that's the thing that I'm in charge with all these projects around the school. For a recognized qualification, it's very important as well, because young people will need it to ask for the young fundings from the European Union. And it's very important as well to think about which type of structure should manage the school. If it should be an association, a cooperative, public administration, and each of these things, it have his advantages and its disadvantages. So it's good to think about which one is the best for us and the situation in the context, the regional context. Which form the structure takes, it's very important. Like if you are an association or a cooperative or public administration, no matter what you are, but it's very important to obtain a fixed and regular funding. This is our problem, that we don't have a regular and fixed funding, and every year we have to ask for money, and in the end you invest a lot of time to seek for money, and what we would like to do is to invest this time to think about the needs of the generational renewal and improve our training and all this. Without farmers who believe in the project and trained students, the school would not exist. Actually, as I have told you before, our teachers are people who work in the sector, and our training is 4 practical months. So we need these farmers to teach our students. So the support of the sector is essential. Spend time and resources to take care of the teachers and volunteers. If you don't take care of them, they will not last with you. Cohabitation between students and network with former students. It's the thing that I told you before, this party at the end of the theoretical part, where we invite all students from other years. And this is important to make team and to represent themselves, because they will be a minority in the sector. They are people with small farms where they do direct sale and ecological stuff, and it's not the majority in Catalonia. And they don't have any syndicate, so it's nice that they get to know each other, and that they can stand up for their rights. So that's a good thing that they get to know before. And participation in European projects is relevant. Erasmus Plus, Interregs, and this is, for us, it has been very good because it opens a lot of doors, and these projects enable us they give us new ideas and energy, and it's also a bit of funding for the school. So it's very good. In our case, it's very good. And the most important thing from my point of view, it's you should surround yourself with good, positive, happy, motivated people who enjoy working. The team who runs the school, it's very important. And for me, it's like good people and positive and happy and motivated that will find solutions for everything, that will not complain, that they believe in the project. It's very, very important. And
thank you very much for your great presentation. In my opinion, it's the best combination between training and work in rural areas, and of course, fight against the population and generational relief. In Castilla-La Mancha, in our region, farmers have a real and serious problem to contract separates. So practices like yours could be the perfect solution for this problem, this serious problem. So now, I don't know if there is any question, suggestions, comments?
I think, for example, that Theo could like to ask something. So is the moment to make questions. Well, I have a question. Let me introduce myself first. I'm Victor Alvarez. I'm a member of Nuria's team. I would like also to congratulate Maria and your association, your school, for this initiative. I also think it's the perfect combination of tradition and innovation, and that's something very needed in rural areas to settle population in this area. I have a question. I don't know if the Bank of Opportunity is ruled by the school, and I don't know if, or I would like to know if you promote especially the settlement of the students with a project after the training in your country, or not only in your country, also in the, I don't know, other countries, in the rest of the Pyrenees, or even abroad.
Okay. Yes, the Bank of Opportunities is run by the school, because actually we have many calls every week, like some every week, that from farmers who look for someone to work with them, or people who have a farm but they are not using it, and they want someone to get the farm or to work there. So for us, it was something that appeared like this. We didn't think, okay, we are going to do a Bank of Opportunities. No, it was just that we received many calls, and we decided to organize everything and to spread them around our students. And we give support to our students to install everywhere. It's not only in our county. It can be all around Catalonia, or it can be in other places. In other places, the problem is that laws are different depending on the. Some laws can be different, and the fundings can be different depending on the autonomous community or the country. So for us, it's more difficult to help someone who will install in France because we don't know so well. But so usually our students, the ones that we give support to, are the ones who are installing in Catalonia, but not only in our county, it can be everywhere.
Thank you, Maria. I think Theo has a question for you. Theo?
Yes, I hope you can hear me now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
I had problems to unmute and mute, so now I see that it is working. I had a question about the program, the theoretical program, because I saw something in one module was assertive communication or something like that. And what are you doing in that part? Can you say something about that?
Yes, actually, it's 2 days training, and we have I think it's a person who has a profile of sociologist and facilitator of groups. Well, this kind of profile, and she comes and she tells us how the assertive communication works, like how you should communicate things to be happy with yourself, but also not attack the other one, or at least to not make the other feel attacked. And then we do some practices around this, and the students suggest some topic. For example, it can be something related to the school and to the practical internship, or it can be something more personal, and they suggest problem situations, and then they work around this, and they do this theater forum where they play the role to communicate in one manner, and then what it happens, then they change the way of communication, and this, it can work at the end, it can work for everything. We try to give them the tools to have a good communication with other people, and not to go to fight and to attack the other, but to try to solve problems in a good manner.
Okay. Perhaps it's you know, we only have the 21st century skills, and I was wondering if you have something like a competence profile of the shepherd, and so that you train these new shepherds in some skills which perhaps also can be connected with the 21st century skills, like problem solving or communication, collaboration,
Yes. Yes.
So is there a competence profile? That's my question.
Yes, exactly. We for each subject of the theoretical part, we have a sheet. Yes. Where we say which competence we are working in each of them, and usually are more like to know how to recognize if an animal is pregnant or not. It's more, usually they are more technical, but then there are these transversal competences that we want them to acquire during the training. And for some of them, we have these special subjects and a time course for it, like for the assertive communication. But then we have these other things that we try to acquire, and they come for example, from the fact that they live together and they have to solve the problems of living together, and who is in the kitchen, who we have to clean together. So, and these things, they are more transversal, but we have them as well. I don't know if I'm answering your question.
I would like to ask something. You spoke about women participating in this project. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
I would like to know the rate of women and men that finally take to the end of the project. I mean, that's a very masculinized sector, and I would like how many women and men get to the final of the project.
Okay, you mean that they are finally working after the tour, or that they finish? You mean that?
Working, yeah.
Yes. I don't know exactly. I could check it because we have these Saturdays, but it's not something that we have, that we don't take this data. But my impression is that it's very high because, and there is one thing, what I have seen in our area, because a lot of the students finish working in our county. And what I've seen is that for girls are easier in the way that they have usually a way of being that they don't go there like, yes, I know how to do this and I'm very good at this. No, they are more humble, you see? Well, humildes, no? And this is something that people, at least in our area, mountain area with the farmers that have been all their life farmers, they appreciate this. And on the contrary, when they have a guy who comes and he says, no, let me do, I know how to do it, they don't like it. And in the end, the guy leaves because he's not contracted or he has more difficulties to find a place. And women have this for them, but because they are in this way, it's easier for them to get a job. But this is what it happens in our area, what I have seen. I should check the data. And I have to say that for women, it's not easy. And usually you go to the places and you have a lot of comments from the farmers and you are not strong enough. And well, and actually this year we have had a very, very critical group, a very good group that they have told us many things to improve our training. And one of the things that we'll do next year, it's to do our training to speak about genus, yes, about me,
gender.
They suggested to do like a month to see and to train girls how to manage. So we'll invite women, our ex-students, to come and share with us how they have felt, what situations they have encountered, how they have solved these situations. And we'd like to make a manual for women in the, this.
Thank you. I think probably it's one of the main goals of the project. If you say that a lot of women can get a job. I think it's probably one of the main goals, because it's really an important solution for gender gap. So I think it's really important to know the numbers, know the rates. So
I was wondering about two things you were mentioning, Maria. The first one was about the evolution of the fact that some peasants, some shepherds, they are having more and more land nowadays, right? Do you see a trend, a possible trend, where your students, they group and they create cooperative societies in order to create critical mass, and in order to have, for example, financial means and also know-how and physical power to counteract this first trend?
Okay, yes, I see a little, very little evolution on this. We have a student from 2 years ago. He has taken over a farm, and it was the farm where he went to do the internship, and he installed in a cooperative. It was him with 2 more friends. This is not usual at all. And the problem, it's not that our students don't want to do this, is that old farmers don't like much this idea. They usually say that they don't want a group of people because there is no responsible. So they are a bit afraid. And in Catalonia, we must say that the agrarian cooperatives are not very well seen. There have always been a lot of problems. And cooperative, it's a word that they don't like it. Old farmers, they don't like it at all. So it's very difficult. The thing is that we see that there has already been this example. I think it's the first in Catalonia. And we are working already in this, but our work starts with the sensibilization of these farmers, and to get to them and to transmit them that if they're we need people to take over their farms, otherwise the territory is getting empty and empty. And a good way to do it is cooperative, and people they live better if there are 3 people working, if they can have days, if they can rest. So we are working in this, but we are slow in starting with these farm transmission processes, and our aim is to do a lot of sensibilization on this.
I was asking this because I'm calling and I'm talking from a region which made a role model of cooperative societies, and the fact that many also in agricultural sector developed and made a living out of that was possible due to the fact that cooperatives were founded and the cooperative system was used and diffused. And the critical mass was actually the key point, the turning point of having all of these small societies, not grouping, but each for them, where they were making and taking out their activities. So they were working on their own, but actually when they had to sell or maybe to buy machineries, they grouped. So financially and the network were broader, not just each one for themselves. And that was the winning strategy for that. My second question is the following. You were talking about the instability of the funding you get for your school. Is there some backups from public administration, like putting your activities into the European Agricultural Fund for Rural Development? So structural funds, both aimed at the development of the rural context. You know, that's I don't know how it is called in Spanish, but the European Agricultural Fund aims at enhancing the agricultural sector in all countries.
Sorry, I haven't understood. The question is if we have funds.
If there is some backups from the public administration, like they are aiding you in receiving these funds for developing your activities. These are European funds for the agricultural rural development. And for example, in our country, in our region, they basically use these funds for maintaining land, farming lands. They give these funds in order to renew the farms and let the farmers have this money for better technology, for having new cattle and so on. But I think that this model may be strayed also to educational parts. And, yes. and maybe that's also an hint to you to go knocking on public administration doors and asking for this.
Yeah, we have. I have the impression that we are doing something wrong, but at the same time we are doing something very well. I say this because we are doing something wrong because we are still. We are doing something well because it's the 13th year of the school and we are still here. And we rural development program in Catalonia could help us with the funding of the school, but now with the change of period, they have to see. They say, yes, you are doing a very great job and we have to help you. We want to help you, but we don't find the way to do it. But now with the change of period, it should be easier. And some other school of shepherds in Spain, like the one from Andalusia, they are getting funds directly from European funds, funding. So we should be able to have these fundings. But I don't know, administration goes very slow. And sorry, no, because many people from the administration here, but it's been difficult, but we are advancing slowly to a better situation.
Because I think that one pitfall of European funds, you were mentioning Erasmus and Interreg project, these funds are directly linked to employment and diffusion of best practices and case studies, so they're not aimed at developing your activity. That's the bad in the good.
Giorgio asked through the chat, we have a question from Hans Joachim. Hans?
Well, I have a question too. Joachim will get the same question, but so I'm sending my regards from our rural government. She can't get online today, so she would have participated. The thing that we also have in Germany is that in those rural areas they also have the cooperatives and also for selling and for everything. So it's a very good system. And they actually also, I mean, they are all above Berlin and around, but they also deliver to Berlin. So it's a very good way of selling that way, no? And because there are a lot of people living here who actually want to have good biological food. So it's probably like that in the bigger towns as well. No, there is a awareness of everybody. And so I was thinking that maybe it's a good curriculum for next year too, to strengthen the work on cooperatives and also of how to sell it to the old farmers by those people who do the internships with them. But you probably came up with that yourself, so I just wanted to mention that.
Well, we have now the question from Claudio, sorry, and he asks, how do you convince shepherds to be less shepherds and more teachers? That's a good question, really a good question. Maria?
The question is how to get more support from teachers? No.
The question is, how do you convince shepherds to be less shepherds and more teachers?
No, no, I think, well, you cannot convince them. You can give them some tips in order to, that's why it's very important, these visits that we do once a month to our students, because it's the moment to talk with them and say, well, our students can, maybe they tell us, yeah, well, he cried to me to tell me how to do things, and then you are there and you say, okay, have you tried maybe say the things in another way so that the student can take it better? And so it's more like giving tips on this. But there is one thing that we would like to do the day that we'll have time and money and everything, and it's to do seminars, like invite all teachers, like the shepherds that host our students. We'd like to do meeting with all of them and to share things that work, the things that don't work, and to give them more tips to talk together on how to make it to be better, and do this kind of meetings with all of them to improve this teaching part. Not focus on the technical things, but more on the pedagogical things. We haven't done this, but we would like to do it. And for the moment, what we do is in this once a month visit, we try to say things that can help the shepherds or farmers to teach.
Thank you, Maria, for your presentation. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Time is running.
Yeah,
so
we are
going to ask the last question from Hans Joachim, and after all the presentation, if we have the time, we could retake some of the questions, because Giorgio has more questions. So, and Hans, when you want, please, we are going to ask the last question, okay?
Okay, we'll keep it very short. Good morning, everybody. I just wanted to mention a different aspect. In Germany, of course, the ecological situation is very different. And I think Theo can very good understand what I want to say. Brandenburg region is very rich of rivers and lakes, etc., etc. So we have a lot of water, we have a lot of dams and walls, etc. That's why the function of the shepherds, in addition to the economic function and employment function, is an ecological one. They have to keep the grass short, and that's why they are kind of service providers for the communities. And this is a very important aspect. I'm not an agricultural expert, but if you are interested, we could continue this discussion in one of the forthcoming meetings, and we could invite some specialists like Petra Buchel to be part of the meeting. She is a specialist in this area, and we could add some additional information if you're interested in it. Okay, thank you.
Well, maybe Maria, just 1 minute for the last question, because I think it's really interesting. Giorgio asked, can you specify who covers the cost of these interventions? The cost.
The cost of the school.
I mean, he asks, the training course has cost. Maybe I lost something. Can you specify who covers the cost of these interventions? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, I said it's important to have a fixed and regular funding, because it depends, in our case, it depends on the year. Like 1 year, in 2018, it was after the referendum of independence of Catalonia, and we didn't have any fundings because everything was blocked. We didn't have any funding, so it was us who put the money. And other years, like usually it's the unemployment service of Catalonia, and so they have a project for give money to training programs. So we ask every year, we have to present a project of the School of Shepherds, and then they say if are good or not, and they give you the money or not. But in this case, we have to work with people under 30 years old and who are not working or studying. So this was one of the lines of funding for several years. And then it can be also a little bit of everything, like from the department of the province of Barcelona. They gave us money some years, and also the province of Lleida, where we are, and what else? And IDAPA, it's the Institute of Development of the High Pyrenees and Vall They also can give us some money, but it's like this. We don't have a regular financing structure. Yes, we have the Department of the Agriculture, and they pay around 9,000 euros per year. They pay this directly to the theoretical part, and it represents about 6% of the total budget of the year. And yes, so it's like this. Now we are working, like this 2020 year, it was funded on the majority by the Department of the Agriculture, not only by these 9,000 euros that they pay directly to the profs, to the teachers, but through the local action groups. The association of all the local action groups of Catalonia. So they paid the school through this. Well, it's always changing and it's not fixed, and we have to solve that.
Thank you very much, Maria. It was a real pleasure. You shared your time with us and explain your project. That it's really interesting. So thank you. Carry on, and we will present now the next good practice. The name is Strategic of Development, Tertiary Economic Sector in the County of Berguedà. And I give the floor to Eduardo Barcons.
Good morning, everybody. First of all, thank you very much for the invitation and for the organization of this panel and this seminar. My name is Edward. I'm from one of the why not? It is the nicest place in Catalonia, okay, so you will see it later on. And of course, I am from a rural area. You will see on the map called Berguedà County. And right now, I am the manager of different bodies that they are linked between, but mainly the Berguedà County Council. Okay, Berguedà County Council is a body that join the different municipalities, okay, town halls of this county that is called Berguedà. Indeed, there is 31 municipalities, okay, and we provide different services, from the different waste. I don't know, educational services to the population and to these municipalities, okay? But today, of course, I am also a coordinator of as a manager of the county council. I am only the coordinator of the Economical Development Agency, okay? Here in the Berguedà County, we have one of the unique right now there are three economical development agencies, and I will explain how I define them. And I'm also the coordinator of this, and also I'm linked with a leader program, okay? And because I'm also the coordinator of the leader group in our county and nearly region, and I will explain. So my aim today is try to explain how a rural area that is 100 kilometers from Barcelona is trying to fight to attract capital, and is trying to promote also try to fight against the flight capital. Okay, I will not talk about Florida, Richard Florida, but the colleague Maria, I'm sure they have been explaining some politic that is, of course, this is trying.
I think we have some problems, Eduardo.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start with the presentation, okay? And I will try to show how we try to fight against the flight talented capital from the Berguedà County that goes to Barcelona area, and I will try to also to share how a rural area is trying to create a specialty, a talent policies really related with this ecosystem, okay? So in the tourism and the leisure sports, you will see, okay? First of all, I will show you what's Berguedà County. I don't know if you, okay, I will try to share, okay? Share the, I don't know if I can share the, yeah, Google Chrome. I can share Google Chrome. Okay, share Google Chrome. Okay, do you see it? Yes, do you see it?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Okay. What is Berguedà County? Okay. So I stop sharing, okay, and I will. So you can realize about what is our county, okay, and you can realize about that we are a rural area. We are surrounded with very nice places, and as I said before, you should visit it when this pandemic. I hope it will be finished as soon as possible. But I invite you to visit our country and our region. Okay, so first of all, Berguedà region. Okay, I always say that who controls the past controls the future. Okay, Berguedà region is it's. You see the map, okay? You can see it, okay? You can see it. This is Spain, this is Catalonia, okay? And in the middle, you know, in Catalonia, it's near to the Pyrenees, okay? Here there are the Pyrenees, okay? You can see it. There is this region. This region is a rural region, 31 municipalities, 40,000 inhabitants, okay? And of course, our gross domestic product is, it's in Catalan, but I think it's here is Berguedà, okay? This blue, strong blue, and the other one is Catalonia, okay? Of course, at the primary, it's in order to understand. The primary sector, of course, is stronger than in Catalonia. The industry also is stronger that in the average of the gross domestic product is stronger than Catalonia. The construction the construction is also bigger than Catalonia, but services we are not so much. You know, we are in the average. The services we have minus. Average percentual average from Catalonia, okay? But because of Berguedà County, you see these photos. We were a very strong economy at the beginning of the 20th centuries because of we have mining coal, and we have one river that is called Llobregat River, okay? And we have these textile factories it is said that the most worked river, I repeat it, the most worked river, it was the Llobregat River at the Berguedà County, because it is 15 ancient colonies like this, because here it flowed the river, and of course they get the power, the energy in order to do textile. Okay, so for instance, here at the Berguedà County, if you never goes to Sevilla, okay, and you look a magnificent place, there is one place. It's called I think it's called Spain Plaza, okay, where you can see at the 1932, I think it was a very big exposition in Sevilla, okay, where there is, and they take a map of different provinces of Barcelona, Catalonia, Spain, etc. And if you look to the Berguedà, to the Barcelona province, they signed the most important cities. It's funny because if you see it, from Barcelona, that there is Barcelona, very big capitals. The majority of them were at the Berguedà County. What happened, of course, at the 70s the economical collapse. Okay, it was a crisis, of course, of the territory. So the mining closed different years later, and of course, textile. The energy, of course, there is a lot of another systems. Okay, so we passed from 60,000 inhabitants we are right now 40,000. So you have to understand that we were a very good place in order to we have, the economy is based on the resources. So we have the resources in order to boost the economy. Okay, so we were from the past here, and there is some of the principal touristic attractions. This is a La Patum Festival. La Patum is recognized as the UNESCO heritage. Okay, and this is the Cadí mountain range. You have seen in the video. We have one of the most important, the biggest natural park in Catalonia, the biggest, is in our region, and this is now our mountain, magical mountain. It's called Pedraforca. Indeed, we different years we have been collaborating with different regions from all around Europe with that has some special mountains. We have a MET program where we collaborate, because this mountain has the same problems as Canigó mountains, as Olin mountains. In order to, there is a lot of people that wants to climb on this mountain, so we collaborate with all around Europe. Okay, so what I will try to explain very soon, very short, is I am what I think that the rural, what is the rural development framework that we have to fight, because it's very, as I said before, I don't know if you have listened to me, but it's what I said. It's very funny when you listen people from Brussels, from Madrid, from Barcelona talking about rural development, and you see that there is no holistical, I repeat, no holistical policies. There is policies, vertical policies from one department to the other department, and right now the depopulation of the rural areas is a reality. So I don't know any place in Europe, maybe you know, where there is not a problem, because rural areas in all around Europe has a problem of the depopulation, elderly people, etc. Okay, so the rural areas, we have also new vocabulary to understand how to compete with the big cities. First of all, we are on competition. I will not talk about Michael Porter, but the economy, your countries are competitors, are based off the resource, are based on where they are based on to be or not competitive on the infrastructures that we have. But of course, it's necessary to understand that if you go to different places around the world that maybe they haven't resource, they are not in the middle of the best place, they have talent. So it's what we are to try to promote is talent policies, because the human capital is the basis of the most important things in order to be on competition. Okay, of course I will not explain the ecosystem of the triple L's, public, academic, private sector. You understand, okay? But rural areas, we don't have universities, okay? And it's very funny because they when the politicians and some experts talk about innovation and open innovation and so on, in the rural areas we have to be more clever and move, because they don't come to the rural areas. Okay, circular economy I will not explain. Of course, we and the crisis of the COVID, this crisis will increase, because we have passed from the welfare state to the relational state, where the public-private policies should be more implemented, especially at the places like Catalonia, Spain, where there is a lot of space. Of course, the IoT for the printing, for zero industry, of course. But what I want to suggest and stress is, of course, the ecosystem. Okay, so I always look this is a mirror for me, the ecosystem. I have to have this in my place, in the place where we are working. Markets, human capital, supports, culture, startup culture, finance, policies, entrepreneurship. Okay, this is our mantra. And of course, I am also a member of the first, because I'm a Europeist, like I was born. I am the member of, we promote the unique House of Europe in Catalonia. We promote it, and it's a unique in Catalonia. In our organizations that I think global and act local. So we have contacts with all around Europe in order to promote policies. Okay. So for me, I will not. You will have the slides, and I will not fix in every point. But for me, rural and intelligent development should have an agenda. One rural place should have an agenda, entrepreneurial leadership, to have priorities. I don't know, a variety of tools, a variety of loans, resolution. I will not. But the most important is the troika. Okay, in everybody in his territory should have a territorial strategy. System, it doesn't mean that the people should have their spaces and should be connected. I mean, it's very funny because especially in many places, many people do the same. Okay, so it doesn't mean system. It doesn't mean to be well organization. It's and leadership. Leadership for me is not only it's not the people that is on a politician or the peoples that are on the companies. I'm sorry, they're on the companies that they are the CEOs of the companies. For me, leadership is something different. Leadership is to have the capacity of one rural area in order to promote some vision. Okay, so the Troika, remember, a strategy, system, it's to be well organized, and leadership to have some vision and to have the capacity to mobilize the people. Because if you want to fight against the moving of the talented people, is you have to say them that we have some vision of one territory that is is good, and I will explain later. Okay, so what is the risk of rural areas from my point of view? It's very easy. The imposed or top-down European funds often created cathedrals in the desert. Okay, and maybe Catalonia and Spain, we can talk very good about this, and the competitiveness of the rural areas depends on their productivity, innovation, human capital, etc. And Catalonia, Spain, and Europe, for me, are in danger of rural world live again to be a part of this intelligent agenda, because right now is only theory. When we talk about rural intelligent agendas and so on, I mean, are based on the metropolis, are based on the big cities. And so for me, take a look of top-down policies of the European funds. Okay, yeah, for me, it's one thing to analyze. Take a look of if right now with European funds that will rebuild all the countries, okay, should be based on productivity, innovation, human capital, but not with new infrastructure that maybe we don't need. Okay, so I always say to my colleagues that what's the role of I don't know, Bargada County or local economical agency, some university that wants to teach and support startups. We have passed from the right now the role of our organizations. Maybe this is not a good picture right now about Barça football. We are not so much close together, Barça, right now. I'm sorry, but I'm from Football Club Barcelona. But right now, I think it's not the best football team. But I mean, our organization should be should connect people, should motivate people, and should be a knowledge transfer. Okay, so we have passed from the ancient offices that we wait from the people to new offices that we connect, we motivate, we transfer knowledge to the people. Okay, so if we don't change this in our organizations, we have a problem, because it's very funny when we said to the entrepreneur, okay, you should be on the IoT to have new technologies, and our system, how we are organized, is on the ancient regime. I mean, we are organized with a very past rules, so we have to change our rules. So I will show our instrument. Okay, I have said that I'm a manager of a county council. Okay, but we have a specific body in order to organize the economical and touristical development. Okay, and it's called Agència de Desenvolupament del Berguedà. For me, the different, and you will say, okay, in my region there is also agency, yeah, but the agency, I look here before July 2013, there were a lot of bodies, a lot of people working with the same. Okay, I have said it when I say system. Okay, and we closed it. Different things. I was like Mario Draghi. Okay, I said, okay, my role was to close different bodies, and said we have to be more efficient, we have to be more effective, and we close a lot of bodies and we create a unique body. And what we do with this body, they implement policies, okay, and of course it planificates the future of our country. And some distinctive characteristics of the agency is economic implementation, leadership, coordination, and governance. So maybe we have some economical office in your municipality, in your region, and so on, but it should implement things, it should have leadership, and it should coordinate and it should articulate these governments. Okay, this is one agency. It can have different legal forms, but you know, and we boost in this past on this past we boost some territorial strategy. Okay, you know, renew the idiosyncrasy of Bergada to build opportunities for the future and territorial brand. Territorial brand, you will see, it's a very important thing because for us, territorial brand is in order to fight different things, and you will see our brand. Okay, so we create this instrument. Okay, the members of the mission is very, you know, it's very. I will show it. I think it's. I will not explain because it's a very common visual. But our portfolio, we service our services to companies and innovation in entrepreneurship, companies, labor market. So we qualify and so on. Technical assistance for the public administrations, especially for the associations, etc. Tourism and commerce and tourism and commerce. Okay, so there is not so much common in Catalonia. I don't know in Spain also to have one body that there is everybody that is working with economical manner. Okay, and where is we work for the companies, for the people, and for the tourists indeed all together. Okay, and our clients are companies, public administration, citizens, and of course, different organizations. Okay, so the members of the county council, okay, the Consell Comarcal de Berguedà, local councils, it means municipalities, Barcelona Chamber of Commerce, and then later on trade unions, you know, of course, from the private sector, that organization that join enterprise, okay, and so on. Here you will have the slide. There is information about the Berguedà. Berguedà is this website is from my organization, Consell Comarcal, touristical information and the agency information. I will not explain. And our projects, it's you know, we work about innovation ecosystem. Okay, we built two clusters because of course there are clusters in Catalonia, but Catalonian clusters don't have members from the Berguedà county. Okay, so it's very funny because in Catalonia we say, okay, we have one of the biggest clusters ecosystem in Catalonia in the world, yeah, but rural areas are not in this agenda. Okay, we create two clusters, textiles and agro-food cluster. Okay, we want to be a startup county. Of course, it's very difficult, but you have to go to the place where you have hay que ir llorado a los sitios. No sé cómo se llama en inglés, pero you have to, you know, it's of course we have culture from the mining and textile. So the people, my grandfathers, etc., they have not, they haven't the culture that should have to be entrepreneur. So we are working with the schools, with the values to be a startup county. And we try to promote a county brand. It's called Berguedà Terra de Futurs, land of future, Berguedà land of future. And we try to put it not only to the brochures. We have to try to promote this, working in different things. When we work with different things, we try to promote the county brand. Okay, we work with rural diversification. Of course, we have some projects, for instance, research and innovation. Of course, we have also project in circular economy and bioeconomy. This is buildings that are made by wood with a new. Okay, so we have the Berguedà County has the more important industries in Catalonia and nearly in Spain that take the wood and then transform. So we want to work with to be able to build buildings. Okay, so and of course sustainable tourist destination and a sports and leisure strategy we don't have a big we have in the other side we have one of the good places in order to practice sports. Why? Because we have mountain, because we have also places where we can go by bike. Okay, it's very there is not a lot of people with cars in the roads. Okay, we have a dam, you have seen. So and also there is a lot of big culture about ski, mountain ski, also running to the some type of running that sky running and the running that is made on the mountains. We have people that has so there is a lot of people here in our counties, a lot of people that is running. So it's really nice, but it's a potential for our territory because people likes to be on the Bargada because we are able to run to the mountain, to the environmental. So it's this is when we have one of the biggest competition is placed here in the Bargada, that is Ultra Pirineu, where many people from around the world, it's not so much important, like Mont Blanc, because of we don't have the money that they have, but it's really one of the biggest event in the running in Spain and of course in Catalonia. In Catalonia, the most important running event is Marató de Barcelona, and of course this has a lot of course is bigger, but there is one of the biggest in Catalonia. So I have explained how I see the future in the rural places where we have to have a space to be economical ecosystem. I have explained one instrument that is called Agència de Desenvolupament del Berguedà and some of these projects. And now, due to, I don't know if you know that in the USA, it was polls, elections. So as I said, one ex-president, he said, this is economy stupid. I said, this is talent stupid. Okay. So this is the most important thing for me in order to keep and to understand. Okay. So the talent is what's talent? The problem of the flight capital in rural areas. Okay. First of all, talent is not people that is able who has studied at the university. Okay. We should keep that the people that has some specific skills, different skills. For instance, running. I mean, it's running or take a moto like Marc Coma. Marc Coma is a winner of the Dakar and is very is from the village that I was born, and is very is a very good friend. So Marc is from the Bargada County and he's talented. Okay, we have to understand talent with a very broad way. People that is able to have value to the territory, to the companies, etc. Okay, first of all, brands attract talent. Of course, COVID, people said, okay, with the COVID, many people will come to Bargada to live. Okay, because of course, when here we have the restrictions in order to mobility, etc. Yeah, it's different to do. To rest at home in Barcelona, in Madrid, that to do it in a rural area. I mean, it's it's different. So people said, okay, you will have more people. The answer is yes and no. Yes, of course, there is some people that has moved from the biggest cities to Barcelona to the different, but we have to have more brand. I mean, for the Berguedà, for instance, you know, the quality of life, the infrastructure, so internet infrastructure, all has to be aligned because but the brand of one territory is essential to attract talent. Okay, and then some policies. Of course, if you want to protect and to promote talent, you should do, for me, 4 things. Development talent, I mean, to work at the school with the universities that comes to your territory, etc. Attracting talent, there is a lot of things that you can do attracting talent. One of them is to create a mark and then to show people. Here at my organization, County Council, a public body, it's funny because we do a calls, and then people that wants to, they want to work with us, should compete between. It's funny because many people later years, it's coming from Barcelona area, and they said, we like to live in Berguedà County because, you know, it's different. So it's attracting talent. I mean, it's they should know about recruitment of talent. This is different because our companies, we have 1,200 companies, and, you know, they are not so much big to recruit talent, but there is also some space for doing it. And talent and retention and performance. I mean, if we have talent here, we have to take care of them. So there is a different things. And we do it. We try to do it, okay? And the role of education, of course, and it's why I'm here. The role of education is basic. We don't have universities. We have different institutes at the secondary school, primary. We have primary, secondary. Of course, we have different schools and institutes in our zone. But we work with the universities because it's very funny, because we started with the university and many years ago I came and I said, okay, we want to do things at the Berguedà, and said, you are no, we want to do things. And right now with the new technologies it's easier, but we should be connected with the university, okay? And we do it. But of course, the role of education, it's this. I mean, for us, how we work it, okay? First of all, we try to analyze and update the information, of course. If we want to do teaching to the companies, to the people, etc., you should think about what are the necessity, what they need, people or companies, and also you should think about what the territory it's need. So you should check every year or every month, if you can, the statistics, and you should do panels with okay. So, but it's very funny because if you don't do it, you are you will be in Barcelona and the necessity will be in Madrid. I mean, it's not the show. To shift and implement new funding instruments. I mean, it's very funny because, as I said, in Spain and in Catalonia, we work with grants, okay? Yesterday I was with a phone call a video conference with Scotland, because they have used European Regional Fund and they put it in to give loans to the local level. I mean, they manage one municipality, manage one agency, manage this European Regional Fund, and said, okay, I don't want to build a museum. I want to give money to the entrepreneurs that they don't have parents, family, friends, and they are not able to get money. So they are brilliant, they are talented, and they don't have anything. So if they go to the bank, they will be, you don't have guarantees, okay? If they go, so this what's happened. This is a gap very important in the rural areas, and of course at not the rural, but I mean, we have to work with a new instruments, PPP, public-private. It's a very fantastical, debate, but I will not. promoting entrepreneurship culture. So in a mining and textile zone like us, we are working with the pupils at the elementary school, trying to promote values because of it is the basis of the future. So we have the strongest here. We are the most important zone in Catalonia. That's true. That we are working entrepreneurship culture at the schools, because every school in the Berguedà, I think nearly all of them, are working with them. And then when they finish the elementary school, at the secondary level, we work with them, of course, with another entrepreneurship culture, and of course we have some projects with the university. Governance, the agency is basic to the governments. We should be together, so we have to. And for us, it's important also to implement holistic policies. I mean, for instance, I am a dinosaur. I'm 45 years old. Okay. And when I studied at the university, well, it was funny, of course, because you go from Avia, that is is in the Berguedà County, my village, and I go to Barcelona. Okay, come on, and of course I have to be in Barcelona at the university, because there is no chance in order to go to Barcelona and come back to my village. What I did 2 years ago is to promote that the people's, the students of the University of the Berguedà County are able to go to the different universities of Catalonia, especially the most important in Barcelona, and come back. And this is very important, because I'm trying to keep it on the territory, and of course the people that has less economical resource are able for 100 euros nearly at month to go to the university, to come back to Berguedà County. Okay, that so the mobility, it's important to the. And of course, for instance, we have, and I will explain right now. We have, for instance, for education at the sports level, okay, at the upper Berguedà, okay, at the north of Berguedà. So we connect to Manresa. It's a big city. So we try to take people from the other county to our county in order to do professional training courses at the sports, for instance. So when I say implement holistic policies, I'm saying, okay, education is important, but also mobility, also housing, also different policies in order to keep people and attract people. Because if we send the people to Barcelona, okay, it's very easy, but what we have to promote is the people to go to Barcelona, to keep in the Berguedà. Okay, so we are not. It's important to learn things in Barcelona, but it's important also that to spend the time and the money in the Berguedà County, because it's stupid to spend to rent flats near Barcelona when they can be at our county. And of course, the most important thing is, of course, you said, okay, in the Berguedà County we don't have university. Some years ago. Maybe someone could think that could be able to do it, but we don't have university. So what we have to do is to specialize our offer in order talent offer or formation offer in order to attract people. What we have. So one of the way we have doing is we have one institute, for instance. We are, and I will explain some case in our zone. So we have a natural place that is fantastical to practice every sports, natural sports. Okay, so we have some institute, some secondary. School institute that has professional formation, okay, with the sports, okay. So we are trying to promote the offer, okay, but what we want to construct, and we are working very hard with this, is try to have a sports development center here at the Bargada County, okay. And what does it mean? Here it exists in the north, in the south of France, in Font-Romeu. Maybe you know Kilian Jornet. They studied here in this institute, Bargada Institute, and then he moved to France. That's stupid. I mean, we can do it here. Why we send talent people in France? We can do it here. So what we are promoting with the Generalitat de Catalunya, okay, is to have some sport development center where the people from Barcelona, from Lleida, from Girona, from, I don't know, from Italy, if you want, can be here, because we have a lot of culture with the trail running, paragliding, rowing, because we have, and we have been connected with the federations of different sports. The most specific thing that we have is the trail running. Trail running is to run into the mountains and so on. There is very unique in Catalonia and in Spain. So we have winners, champions in this. So what we are trying is to promote this specifically in our zone, because it doesn't exist in other places and of course, if we promote this teaching, also we are promoting different startup companies' strategy to be linked. I mean, it's important because if we are strong at the sports, it means to be strong also with technology, because we have the more biggest companies in the north of Catalonia, the Pyrenees, are the ski resorts companies. So we have to work with them, but not work with them with I don't know, with the health, with the different things that they need, with the innovation. So we are working also with this. So what we are working is, as I said, trying to promote a specific training to keep and attract people from all around Catalonia. And it doesn't cost money. It costs time to connect, because it's not a problem to have a good building to where the people, the young people will be there. No, it's not a problem. I mean, there is a lot of people, like buildings that right now are not used. What we have to connect is the talent, and the talent, we have the talent here. So it will be stupid to promote some professional formation in other parts of other topics that we don't have skills. We have skills, and we have the one of the best arenas in Catalonia and in Spain to practice these sports: the trail running, and of course also this one. So what I said, and it's lastly, of course we are a rural area. Of course we have a lot of problems as the rural areas has, but we have to be intelligent. We have to be move people, and of course because it's, if you only analyze what's the necessities of the enterprise and the people in order to train, you will fail. And for us, sports and leisure right now, it's it's crazy the people that is running. It's crazy the people that likes this, and I hope that in 2-3 years, when we come back and we explain, I will show we have one of the best sports development center in Catalonia in Spain, because will not be like Sierra Nevada or this top. No. I'm saying that to have some sport development center where the people from 16 to 20, I don't know, will come to our county in order to be teach in this, because we have one of the best places. And nothing else. Of course, I will try to resolve any question and comment. and again, you will have my email address in order to be in contact with you, because, as I said, and at the beginning, think global, act globally, and our organization should be linked with all the talent, and your information I'm sure will be useful for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Eduardo, for your fulfilled presentation. So is there any question? Maybe in the chat? A question? Can you read there? Wait a second.
See, can you tell me something about the local transport system for the people?
The environment and tourism is very clear. What can you tell us about the local transport system for the people?
That's a very good question. The problem of the rural areas is that when you have some colleague from the big city, when they think about transport, they think about buses. Okay, they think about big or trains. We don't have train in our zone. We had on the past. Okay, of course, in the past we had train. What we have been developing during these last years is trying to, of course, to promote with bus from the capital of the county to Barcelona. Okay, but of course we are trying to promote a demand transport. I will send information about, and it's based. We have also APP, like I don't know, when you go to Madrid or Barcelona, the taxis, they have a software, specific software. We have this specific software, but the transport is in our region, okay, and we try to promote the transport between the little village in the Pargata County with this demand transport, that it works, that you phone or you do it with the app of the mobile phone, and one taxi driver will take you to the one of these villages. I explain you really easier. But we have to work. This is easy because I mean, it's not. We were the first rural area in Catalonia and in Spain that we have this APP in the rural this transport. But we want to promote is more things because we have to try to promote not only the car sharing, because it's very funny. We have to promote also here in our zone. If we are in Catalonia, I'm sure that in Spain we will be also the leaders. We have in the waste management, we have the top statistics in Catalonia. Okay, we recyclate. Okay, that's good. We started 2 years ago, and we do it I don't know the name exactly of this system. It's Italian system, door-to-door system. Of collect the waste of the people, okay, and we are I don't know, we are on the top county in Catalonia. That's great. But for instance, because if we want to be land of the future, we are trying to promote different projects that if you are in Barcelona, try to promote the car sharing from Barcelona to our region. I mean, what we want to promote is that the tourists should have share cars, you know. So we have to be coherent with our strategy that is basic, of course, with the landscape and the intelligent rural development. But the transport is basic. So the stupid thing is to think the transport only with the buses. Only with the big infrastructure. We have a lot of taxis that should be moved. The difference between Barcelona, Madrid, Milano, etc., is that, of course, when you are in this at the airport, you have the taxi. So here it's different. You have to to planificate the transport, but it works. So I mean, it's in the transport we are working a lot of, and we will have more improves in the next years.
It's not easy from somebody to get the right ID who Eduardo Barcons is and from what organization he is. Let's say it in a different way. In our region, I live and where I work, we have three important stakeholders who are important to develop the region. These three stakeholders are the municipalities, the second one are the companies, and the third one are the schools. So these three entities play an important role in the development in our region. And what we say is that the local governments, and these are 18 municipalities, they have to take the lead. So they have to take the lead to develop the region. Is it also like this in your area, that local governments take the lead in this development?
I said the Troika. The Troika is a strategy, system to be organized, and leadership. Okay. The town halls are represented in this. Of course, they take the leadership. They use this tool, that is the agency. Okay, but of course they have the. But the difference between one region is that to the other is to join all these three bodies that you have said. We use the agency. Okay, this economical agency, and that this is why it works. I mean, it's basic. It's easier to be connected. The governments to implement action, because I don't. Your name is Theo, no? Theo. The problem, Theo, is that when you talk with I'm a technician. I'm not a politician. Maybe you have seen it. I mean, yeah, of course we can work together, Theo. But you have your budget and I have my budget. Okay. So what happened is that, yeah, we can be friends, okay, a good relation, okay, but you have your budget and I have my budget. So with the agency, we try to promote a collective policy, and this is the difference. Of course, if you are not in the rural areas and you have universities, the difference is, you know, I will suggest you to take a look about Barcelona. Arquiva is one of the biggest local agencies in the world, but you know, this is another division. I mean, it's the Champions League division. But in the rural areas, the problem is that there is a lot of people working, but they are automated. Okay, so in order to join, if you work together with the planification, okay, I will try to planificate the Amsterdam zone, rural zone. Okay, that's fine. But then, who do it? Maybe you're in your country, it will work. But in Spain, in Catalonia, I'm sure it not works, because there is politics, there is a lot of egos, so it's difficult to implement a common strategy. Okay. I suggest you know, it's different the rules in every country, but it's important to link the governments and to link the execution. I think in every country has the chance to create. I mean, it's not more people. It means to join this capital people. Okay. There were a question on the chat that they said right now. I see on the chat from Claudio Malpede. He said, in order to promote bike tourism, yeah, bike tourism. Yes, we have worked with this. Because La Vuelta, not the Tour of France, but La Vuelta has finished. It has started in our region. Okay, indeed, we have our mountain ports is not, you know, in France. All the ports, Tourmalet and so on. They have the post, and they said, okay, here we have also the most important mountain ports. We have they have signalization. Okay, so they are, and indeed, you know, Sepp Kiss is a US biker that is in the Vuelta right now. It's very common because it's from the Jumbo Visma team. Okay, and they had it was very funny some months ago because some guy, I don't know, remember the other cycler. Okay, they said, okay, you can. I am in Andorra. Okay. And they are the most important ports, mountain ports in the Pyrenees. And Sepp Kiss said, that's not true. I used to train at the Berguedà County, and there is one of the most nicest mountain ports that, yeah, there is a very strong mountain sport. It's very common here. Yeah, that's what we can compete. And of course, in Barcelona, there is not. I don't know, people from the sports, that they always think Berguedà is very good because it's plain, okay, but then we have not 3,000 mountains. We have ports that it arrives at 2,000. Of course, that's enough, so they can combine. And there is a lot of people that is training. Sepp Kiss is training to the Berguedà County. Okay.